digital products on demand. We're going to talk about how you can create your own digital and information products on demand anytime that you need them and make money basically anytime that you want out of thin air. We're going to go high dive deep into this stuff and really cover some high value training for you. I highly encourage you to close other windows and take out your notepad, because we are going to be covering a lot of material today, and we're going to be covering a lot of material over the next few weeks. I'm extremely excited to share this information with you. It's what I've been doing since 2012. I've personally made six figures a year from it, multiple six figures a year. And I know people that are currently doing millions. Many of my colleagues are doing multi-millions and even nine figures with digital and information products. So the possibility of this stuff is absolutely endless. You can take it as far as you want, whether you just want a little pocket change or you're ready to change lives and impact the world. You can take the concepts, the step-by-steps, and the training that I'm going to be sharing with you here in this web series and really take it to the moon. So let's go ahead and dive into this stuff. I don't want to waste any more time with fluff. So we're going to talk about in this web series, over the course of this web series, over the course of the next 4 to 6 weeks, we're going to be covering the digital product process. And this is a process that anybody can use to create their own digital products. It doesn't matter your experience level. It doesn't matter how technically advanced you are. We're going to make it so easy. And I already see that if I have misspellings and if I have things that I don't use the right grammar on, I apologize. This is not a course in grammar, but I can promise you that the fundamentals and the things that you're going to learn in this series is absolutely life-changing and some of the best in the world. So here's the digital product process as I've boiled it down to, over the many years, I've boiled it down to this process. So you want to imagine what your product will be. You want to be able to formulate that product, then fabricate it, actually create it. Then you want to systematize the entire system, the entire product, the entire delivery, everything about it. We want to systematize so that it automates and takes less of our time. And then we want to sell our product. And after we sell it, we want to satisfy our customers. Okay? And then after we've satisfied our customers and we've got everything in place, systematize its selling, and we satisfy, then we want to scale that product. And so over the course of the next few weeks, we're going to be covering this process in excruciating detail. So I encourage you to follow along, and I ask that you ask as many questions as you possibly can think of, because that's how you really learn, is by asking questions. So before I continue on, I'm just going to flip back over to the live stream on my browser and see if we had anybody asking any questions so far. Not at the moment. Let's dive back in. I kind of had it at the weird time to be the first one, and so it was weird timing. We might not have that many people show up live this time. So continuing on, this is the most important thing out of this whole course that you're going to learn, okay? The most important thing in your life and everything that you do is that you focus. You focus 100% laser beam focus and do the work. The biggest difference between people who are successful and people who are not is focus. And the people who actually take the steps, push the buttons on the keyboard, and do the work. These two things will take you so far. Please, please focus and do the work. So let's dive in. Here's the biggest reasons we fail. The biggest reasons we fail, number one, is confusion. All right, shiny object syndrome. There's so many different methods out there, so many different things that we can do to make money. And when I say we fail in, I mean we fail in business, and we also fail in life. In life, we get confused at what we want to do. All right, we look at all the shiny objects, the social media. It's so easy to scroll social media than it is to focus on the important things that we need to do in business and in life. Okay, so we have shiny objects, just as many shiny objects. I would say there is more shiny objects in life than there are in business. And shiny objects in life detract you and deter you from taking care of what's important in your life and what's important in your business. And then you have shiny objects in your business that throw you every which way. All right, this is a huge reason why we fail. And because of that confusion, that lack of information, that lack of knowing what to do, we come up with a lack of direction and a lack of purpose. We don't know which way to go. We don't know what to do. We've got so many people telling us so many different ways. All right, that leads to a lack of confidence. It leads to a lack of confidence, and we don't feel that we have the ability to do the things that some people are telling us we can do, but most people are telling us we can't do. And so because of that, we lack that confidence. And that lack of confidence leads to a lack of structure. And structure is one of the most important things we can have in our business and in our personal life. If you don't have structure, everything else is going to be unstructured. It's all going to be chaos, and it's going to be unorganized, and it's going to be extremely hard to focus. And lack of structure, because we don't know what to do, we don't have a direction, we don't have any confidence, we don't have any, we're very confused, we don't have any structure. That leads us to a lack of action because we don't know which actions to take. All right. And this vicious cycle happens to each and every one of us. And the reason that you see people succeed is because they figured this stuff out. And it all starts from the very beginning, the confusion and the lack of direction. And it's finding that goal and that direction and that purpose for ourselves. And once you find that purpose, which we're going to go through, then you can accomplish anything. You'll get your confidence, you'll get your structure, because then you'll know what to do. And because you'll have structure and confidence, you'll be taking action. So how do we turn this all around? Like I said, the first thing we would need to do is we need to define who we really are. And not what other people think, but who we really are. And that can be a little difficult to do. We'll talk more about this in a second. But something that you need to understand, no matter who you are and what experience that you've had, you need to realize that what you know, your life's experience, career-wise and life-wise, in every way, your experience is not just valuable, it's extremely valuable to other people, your life's experience, because it's a shortcut. And it's not only valuable, it is easily and readily available to exchange for real money, instant cash in your account, for selling the stuff that you already know and love, on demand at any time. I know this because I live it. I have lived it since 2012. I share the information in my brain that I have learned, like I am doing now, to you. I'm sharing this information, which is high value to the right people who are going to take action with this stuff. Can mean millions of dollars if you want to take it that far. Okay? And you need to understand that what you know, your life's experience, whether you think it's something that people would pay for or not, or think is any kind of value, it absolutely is to the right people. And we'll show you how to find the right people. And that's really the key, you helping the right people in the way that you can. And one of the fastest ways to stop, especially if you're in the internet marketing niche and you're trying to find all these different methods and all these different business strategies and ways to start selling different things, the first thing you can do to stop that shiny object syndrome is to stop buying products. Stop buying products after product. Instead, you need to start selling products, selling your own products, selling your own assets. And there is a way to buy products in the right way. I'm not saying you have to just completely stop buying products altogether. But when I mean stop buying products, I mean stop buying the products that take you in different directions. Only buy products and services that are directly in line with your end goal. So when I buy products, I still buy tons of products. But when I buy products, they're usually about increasing the value of my current products, or ways to get more money out of my products, or ways to drive more traffic to my products. It all centers around your business, your company, your products, and your services. And the products that you buy should be directly in line with improving that, not giving you necessarily the business itself or some other shiny business to go focus on. You need stuff that's going to accelerate you in the one direction you're focused on. So, why digital products? There's several reasons why you should have your own digital product. Number one, and it doesn't have to be digital, by the way. It could be a physical product, but we're going to talk about digital products. Number one, you have full control. When you're selling affiliate products or somebody else's MLM or something for some other company, you're basically a glorified sales associate. They have full control over that. If they decide that they're going to stop selling that product, let's say, for example, here's a great example. There have been two affiliates that I know, power affiliates, that were at one time, at separate times, they were the number one affiliate on ClickBank. Okay, two different people that were in that position. And both of them told me after a while that they should have sold their own products. Instead of focusing on affiliate products, they should have sold their own products. And the reason why, even though they made millions with other products, with affiliate products, they could have made even more with their own. Because number one, they had no control. And multiple times they would be driving a lot of traffic to an affiliate product, and that product get cut off, or there's some problem with it, or the vendor didn't pay them, or any number of things that was way beyond their control that made them, in the long run, lose a lot of money. And you're always having to find more and more people to buy those affiliate products. Well, now, take into a different account, you can build with your own product a lifelong asset. That includes a customer list, a buyer list, a customer list. Now, the product itself is an asset. The product is something that you can always, even if you only ever create one product, you don't need a string of products. You can have just one product ever and make bukus of money. Sam Ovens has one product. He's made over $60 million, I think, at this point with that one single product. I knew he did 30 million last year, and now he's on track to do like 60. It's just insane with this one single product, okay? So that product becomes a lifelong asset that you can whip out, that you can promote at any time and push at any time and always, that will always continue to bring you money, something that you can continue to improve and make better over time and more valuable over time, and even increase the price over time. all right? And it will bring you more customers over time as well. And that customer list, that buyer list, actually becomes an asset also, because those customers will continue to buy from you for years and years and years to come. All right, and what that does is that builds authority. Once you build that authority with your customers, your product builds an instant, immediate authority with people. All right, whether you're considered an expert in a field or not, if you put out a book or you put out an information product, people automatically look at you as an authority, because so few people actually go and create, even though if you're in this internet marketing world, you might think everybody in the world makes their own products, but it's actually a very minuscule percentage of people who actually go out and create their own training programs and release their own books and courses and things like that. And those people are looked at with authority because they are teaching a topic. No matter how well they know that topic, no matter how well you know that topic, people look at you as an authority of that topic simply because of the fact you are teaching it to other people. Hopefully you understand that. And because of that fact, people will always buy products from you. They will always look up to you, no matter your level of expertise. So get the level of expertise out of your head. You will always be a student of your niche, always, no matter how great of an expert you are. Okay. Now, number 4, you can also grow an army of affiliates that sell your products for you. Now, this is optional, but in my business since 2012, the biggest majority of my traffic and sales came from affiliates. Now, I've used other methods too, but by far the best is affiliate traffic, because they sell the products for you. Traffic is no longer an issue. You go and find the influencers who have massive, massive customer lists and followings, and they recommend your product. They pre-sell that product to their audience. That's hot traffic coming to your page, because the influencer, there's somebody they look up to, is saying, hey, if you like my stuff, you gotta go check this dude's course out. I mean, it's amazing. And you can imagine an influencer telling their following that their following is going to hop right on it. That's how we've created huge $100,000 and 6-figure launches on products, on single products, by having those big influencers recommend your products to your list. And over time, you'll grow an army of affiliates, thousands. I've got over 2,000 affiliates I know of that are on my affiliate JV email list. Whoops. I apologize. That's a good moment to pause and see if anybody, okay. Still nobody here, that's fine. All right, let's go back over here. Okay. Now, you'll grow an army of affiliates that will sell your products for you. Okay, now we're going to cover paid traffic and all that stuff too, so that you can manage your own traffic. But I'm telling you, this is a real key, is building that network of people that will do this for you. And you pay them a commission of the sale. You just pay them a percentage. You're actually getting paid for them to sell your products for you. Right? They do all the work of getting the traffic for you, to getting the people to your page. Think about that for a second. They don't get paid until they make a sale. So you're not prepaying for traffic. They're sending you free traffic that you are getting paid every time you get a sale, and they get paid as well. But you're getting paid, and you're getting paid for life, because now you're putting that customer on your email list. You can continue to sell for a long time. That's the right way to do affiliate products, by the way, is start mailing them to your affiliate or to your customer list. But this, having your own products, allows you to not be an affiliate and for you to have an army of affiliates. And you can also be an affiliate as well. We'll dive into that more. Now, you can also, having your own digital product, monetize all types of traffic. So, we see all these courses about here's a cool traffic method, and here's a cool traffic method, and here's a cool traffic method. Well, a lot of people that struggle online and don't really have a real business set up yet, they look at each traffic source as a business. They'll look at Facebook ads as a business, and they will try to think, okay, here's how to run Facebook ads. How do I find a product to run Facebook ads with? And it's a backwards way of thinking. This goes back to buying those shiny object products. If you want to create your own course, then you go and you can buy 10 different products on 10 different ways to drive traffic to that one product, right? I want to add on Facebook ads. I want to add on Reddit. I want to add on Quora. I want to add on influencer. I want to add on groups. You can take it as far as you want it. I recommend that you don't go crazy at first. You focus on one, maybe two streams of traffic. But the point is, when you have your own digital products, you can monetize any, you can test and use any and all types of traffic to then sell your product with. All right. It's not that you have to have a launch. You can be selling this product for years to come with multiple types of traffic. Also, having your own digital products allows you the ability to create multiple streams of income. So not just one product, you can have more products, and you can have multiple levels of products. So for example, you can have the front end product, which would be like a basic ebook or a basic 10 video e-course that you could sell for, let's say, $20, right? Then you can have a recurring income stream, a recurring revenue income stream in the form of a paid group mastermind, where you provide ongoing support for those products and for your members. And you can charge a recurring fee. People will absolutely pay that, especially if it's a lower recurring price point, like $9 a month. They're happy to pay that, even $5 a month. We've had masterminds that were $29 a month and even $97 a month. It depends on the level of value that you're providing, but just a basic support group, people are happy to pay $5 to $9 per month all day long. And it's just another stream of income that you can add on to your digital products business that continues to flow and continues to come. That recurring revenue really evens out the roller coaster of sales fluctuation, when sometimes you can't seem to get as many sales as others. Well, that recurring, it's coming in every month. You know how much money you're going to be having coming in. And you use your front-end products to funnel those people to those recurring products as well. And then you can have a more high-ticket, as some would call it, you can have a more high-level training package or digital product that you can then sell for much more. Let's say $1,000, $997, $2,997, that price point. All right. Also, you're creating a real and sustainable business. Think about that for a second. A lot of people are just trying all these different shiny methods, but at the end of the day, if you actually want to do something with your life and you want to change others' lives, you have to create a real and sustainable business, not just a shiny thing. It's got to have a singular focus where you're taking people from point A and helping them get to point B. Singular focus. Now, there may be all kinds of variables within that that are sectioned out, right? But they all still focus in on that one business goal, that one goal of your business. In my business, with the Lion's Den and the Lion's Roar Productions, my goal is to teach people how to monetize their mind and how to create their digital products and create information products based on your life's experience that provide a lot of value to other people who are going on that same path. So that is a very specific goal. And so everything I'm doing in my business now is focused in on that. The courses that I'm creating, the masterminds, the training, and creating a real and sustainable goal-driven business. And that will help you maintain your focus and be able to grow and see measurable results and actually start to make money, and the money continues to grow, right? And doesn't just flatline. And also, at the end of the day, this is what it's really all about, is truly helping people and becoming a valuable part of society. We as humans, we absolutely crave being valuable to other people, whether you want to admit it or not. Some of us are kind of, I hate people, but we all know deep down that we want to be valuable to somebody and to other people, and we want to be a valuable part of society. We don't just want to be some bum that sucks the life out of everybody else and gets nowhere and complains all the time. Well, in order to truly help people and be a valuable part of society, you really need a business to do that. You use your business as a tool to do that. And your business should not run you. You should run your business. And that business is a tool to help other people. And when you start seeing your business in this matter, it will change your life. The products that you make are for really helping people. They're not for making you money. Nobody cares about making you money. Nobody cares about giving you money. All right? They want you to help them for their money. They want to be helped. So you help these people. You provide them real value with your life experience, or it doesn't have to be your life experience, but I highly recommend it be your life experience. You can create digital products out of other things, but out of your goal and your mission in life, use that to fuel your business to be a valuable part of society. So moving on. How do we define who you are and what your niche is? That's usually the next question everybody asks. Well, okay, I'd like to make a difference in life. I'd like to build a business. I'd like to create my own products. I have no clue. I don't have any idea what niche to do it in and what experience I have that I can use to help other people. So the number one thing is you have to get personal. And you have to learn yourself. You really have to spend some time learning yourself. And a lot of people will skip this step. They will skip learning about themselves and discovering who you are as a person. There's lots of books. It's beyond the scope of this course, but I highly recommend you going to learn about your Enneagram. You can see it on the screen there, Enneagram. An Enneagram is personality profiles that psychologists use based on psychology and science and observations. This is not, if you think astrology and that it's kind of like that, but it is more based on science and facts. It has what psychologists have used over the past few decades to grade people on a different, they assign you a different number based on your personality characteristics. And it is so extremely accurate. You'll find your number, what number you are. Now in astrology, you get, like I'm a Libra, okay? Well, in Enneagram, I am a number 7, I believe it is, or a number 9. And you will learn so much about yourself when you discover which one you are. Now, you can go and take Enneagram tests, but I didn't need a test. If you read the descriptions of the different Enneagrams, you'll be able to recognize yourself right off the bat. And I highly recommend that you dive in and find out who you are and use those kinds of tools to find out who you are. There's another course in this in the Lion's Den that is called Procrastinator. And it's all about discovering who you are and structuring your life and creating a real path for yourself and finding out what your true deep dark goals are, right? I highly recommend you going through that course after this course, but it will help you discover who you are. But at least check out your Enneagram. So the next thing you might want to wonder is, what qualifies you to be an expert? Excuse me while I take a drink. So what qualifies you to be an expert? And that's a lot. I get that all the time. I'm not an expert in anything. I'll tell you, let me ask you this. What qualifies anybody to be an expert? What are the rules? What is the definition of expert? Who decides at what point in time somebody is an expert at something? There is no clear defined rule that says, okay, you have to do something for X amount of years in order to be considered an expert. What decides and what qualifies you to be an expert is as soon as you choose to be one. Now, let me clarify this before somebody comes to me and says, oh yeah, well I just choose to be an expert doctor right now, an expert heart surgeon. That means I could just go perform open heart surgery on somebody. No. Obviously, I don't mean it in that way. What qualifies you to be an expert, though, to teach other people from your life experience and from what you already know. So to anybody that is below your level of experience in any given thing, you are an expert to that person. Okay? You are above their level of knowledge. And experts are always students at the same time. Okay? An expert recognizes that they are always a student. But I kind of define an expert as somebody who is a student of something, but teaches that something and passes that on to other people. Now, you could be an expert and never pass that on to somebody, but I don't think that's right to become such an expert at something and not share your gift of how you became that with other people. It's actually a disservice to other people not to share your life's experience. Because we learn as human beings, we learn from other people's experience. So if you think about reading a book, it's like The Matrix. If you've ever seen The Matrix, the movie The Matrix, Neo plugs into a computer through his head, literally plugs directly into a computer and learns karate and jujitsu and all these martial arts in like 30 seconds because it downloads through this cable to his brain. Okay. And all these different expert training, how to pilot a helicopter and that kind of stuff. All these things are downloaded directly into his brain in The Matrix. Well, reading a book is much like the same thing. A lot of people don't understand and don't realize the power of just reading a book and going through a course. Now you do, because you're here right now going through a course. Books are even more powerful. But reading a book is like consuming somebody's 60 years of life experience in any given in a specific topic and consuming it all in one sitting, or however long it takes you to read that book, but considerably less than 60 years, right? Unless you're a very, very slow reader. But creating those reiterating those life experiences for other people, providing them out. When you read a book, it changes, more often than not, it changes your life in some way. And so what we want to do here is we want to have that same effect on other people. We want to take what we love and what we know how to do in our life's passion, in our life's work, and what we want to be our life's work, even if this is something that you've not done before, even if it's something that you're not an expert in now, that you want to be an expert later, that's okay. That's okay, because again, you're always a student, and you start being a student today of that thing, and eventually you're going to be a true blue expert of it, right? And if you start to consider yourself right now as an expert in it, because if you have an interest in something, you're more than likely going to know more about that thing automatically than most other people around you, just because they have no interest in it, if that makes sense. But that qualifies you to be an expert. You qualify yourself to be an expert. And once you assume the position of expert and start living that way and sharing and caring that way, that's when you'll know that you are an expert. So how do you define your niche? What is your niche? Well, now it's pretty simple. What do you want to be an expert in? What are you an expert in? If you are an expert in something, there's your niche. If you want to be an expert in something else, there's your niche. And if you're learning something to teach other people, you're learning it in order to teach other people, you almost learn it in a different way. You almost learn it more of a student than if you are just trying to learn just how to do it yourself. But you're not just learning how to do it for yourself, but you're learning it in such a way that you can repeat it back out to other people. If you keep that frame of mind, it's amazing. And so the things that think about what might be your niche, what are things that you talk about all day long? What are things that your significant other rolls their eyes when they hear you start talking about it? They're like, oh gosh, here he goes again. That could be your niche. That could be your niche, something that you're really passionate about, that you could love to talk about. All right. That's a huge defining factor, in my opinion, is what do you like to talk about? Because the more you can talk about something, the more of an expert people see you as, right? The more of an authority you are, and the more driven you will be to do what it takes to continue to grow that and to continue to grow that knowledge, and the more excited you'll be to share with other people. Think about the things that your significant other that you love to talk about, but they don't necessarily like to talk about so much. Well, what if you could go talk about that thing in front of, hundreds and thousands of other people who really love to hear you talk about that thing? It's very exciting to share the things that you get excited about. And so I highly recommend pick a niche that you get excited about. Pick a niche that fires you up. Pick something that you shouldn't really even have to think about it that much. What people think about, usually people know their niche right off the bat. But what happens is we trick ourselves and we think, well, I can't do that niche because I don't consider myself an expert in that niche, or that's something that I could be dreaming if it's that niche. But that's your niche. That's the thing you should go after. You shouldn't go after the thing that's going to make you the most money, because if your goal is to make money, you're going to fail. Okay? If that is your goal, I ask this question all the time to people, what is your goal in business? And almost 90% of the time, I want to make $10,000 a month in, with online courses and automation. And you've already set yourself up for failure when that is your answer of what is your goal. The what is your business goal should be, how do you want to help other people? What kind of value do you want to provide to other people? How do you want to help other people get to where you are, or to get past a certain objection? That should be your end business goal. The money will follow. Of course, you want to have a goal, a financial goal as well, but that's your financial goal. That's not your business goal. All right. Your business's financial goal is to hit 10 to 20K per month, right? But your goal, your specific aim should be clearly laid out as something that provides value. So let's move on even further. And now that we've kind of got an idea of what our niche is, how do you then determine what product and what kind of product you should sell in your industry? What's needed? So the first thing to look at is look at what products already exist in your industry. That's the first place you should look. Okay, and you can look on Amazon, and you can look on Kindle, and look at that. What are the most popular books, and what are the things that are selling the most? Those topics are going to be sellable. They're already there. You can already see the research is done for you. Those topics are sellable. Also, platforms like ClickBank.com, which is a platform that sells or is a marketplace for information products on every topic that you can think of, from cooking to health and fitness to sports to woodworking to business stuff, traffic, all kinds of topics. Every topic that you can imagine is on ClickBank. And you can go through the ClickBank marketplace and see which products are selling the most. And those are going to give you an idea of what topics are hot in your industry. I'm not saying go rip off one of those products. You can take inspiration from one and make it better or add your own twist to it. But I'm talking about looking at what topics are popular, not just the specific courses that are popular, but what are those courses about? What problem is that course solving? You know, there's a course called, I think, Ted's Woodworking or something like that. It's very popular and it's woodworking. What problem is that solving? They're giving them woodworking plans that can produce over like 100 different wood structures, wood things, made out of wood. I don't know how to explain it, but that solves that problem. Okay, and there could be a zillion different spin-offs on woodworking products, but it solves the problem of what do I build with wood? You know what I mean? What can I build with this wood? And there are other products like make money online stuff, or traffic generation, how to generate traffic to your website. And one facet of that, a product in that, could be how to run Facebook ads. Okay, that could be a product, but the topic is how to generate traffic to my products. How do I do that? How do I solve that traffic gap problem? Okay, so look at the topics of what is selling. Warrior Plus and JV Zoo, those are mainly on the make money online, business opportunity, and business related topics. Now you can find all across all topics of business on these platforms: local businesses, consulting, traffic generation, web design, software tools, all that kind of stuff you'll find on Warrior Plus and JV Zoo. And they're great inspirations. They're great platforms to sell on. ClickBank is as well, as is Amazon, and as is Kindle. Those are all great marketplaces to sell on, but they also can give you an idea of what topics are hot in your industry. All right, industry marketplaces. So there are different niche marketplaces for lots of different industries, and just about every industry there are marketplaces. For example, in the fishing marketplace, there's Bass Pro Shops, and Bass Pro Shops is a very popular outdoor retailer. And okay, they have a lot more than just fishing. I mean, all types of outdoor stuff. And they actually have a section that is videos and DVDs, and they're all like how-to outdoor videos and all the different outdoor DVDs and videos. Those are great inspiration for products that you could create in that niche. Okay, so check out those industry marketplaces and industry blogs. Also, who signed up as vendors and speakers in your industry conferences? Pardon me while I take a drink. Who signed up as vendors and speakers in your industry conferences? Those are the influencers. Those are the biggest influencers in your niche. Are usually going to be going to these conferences. Sometimes the top guys aren't necessarily there, but usually you'll find the top guys there. And what are they selling? Okay, what are they teaching? What is their talk on? What is their speech about? What problem is their speech solving? And if you'll notice, it's almost always based on their life experience. Usually when you see somebody get on stage and they do their speech, they're basically telling their life experience story on stage of how they accomplished X, Y, Z, right? And then usually at the end of that, they say, well, if you want a full-on course on how to do this, or a product or service or whatever they're selling, you know, for more, then you can buy it. But what are those stories? You know, you're sharing your story, but you can borrow the topics that they're using in their story. So did they overcome the traffic generation problem, right? Did they overcome YouTube ads and now they're freaking killing it with YouTube? Or gardening, you know, whatever it may be, real estate, these real estate conferences, they're flipping houses and now they've got seminars across the country, right? What are they selling? What are they teaching? What are the products that they actually have for sale? What problems are those products selling? Because those are going to be some of the hottest products in your industry. The ones that are sold from stage on your industry conferences are going to be some of the top products you'll see in your industry. So you'll want to take note of those and take note of what they're doing, how they're selling them, who they're selling them to, what the topics are, what the problems are, and how they're actually facilitating the training of the product itself, how they're providing that training, how they are walking through people step by step through things. Okay? All right. Now, also, you can look at, and this goes along the same lines, who are the big influencers in your industry? Again, they're going to be at the industry conferences and so forth, but they're not hard to find. You know who the influencers are in your industry. You know how to find them. Google your industry, and you'll find, you know, a blog pretty quick on these influencers, no matter what your industry is. But what are the influencers selling? What are they teaching? What are they promoting? A lot of times they're selling not only their own products, but the affiliate products of colleagues of theirs. What kinds of products are those? All right, what affiliate products are they pitching and sponsoring? Because here's the thing: if you see a big influencer promoting somebody else's course, well, hey, if you have a course kind of like that or along those same lines, you might have a shot at them promoting yours too, right? But also, they know what is hot for their industry. They know what's hot for their niche. So if you see a big influencer who's already done their research, they already know what the audience in your industry loves, see what they're putting out there, see what they're teaching, and align yourself with that and gravitate toward that and become friends with those people and use that and leverage that, because they've already done that research for you. Okay, and the bigger your network of people in your industry, the better. And it's going to not only inspire you on your own products from just looking at what they're doing, but when you actually become friends, you start going to these conferences and sit down and have conversations with people. Number one, they'll get down to earth with you. And number two, it's going to inspire you even more of things that you never even thought of, never even dreamed possible. Also, you can use industry blog posts, okay, to determine, again, we're talking about how to determine what your product should be. What product can you use to help people within your niche? You can go to industry blogs. The popular ones, just go to Google and type in your niche, fishing, bass fishing blog, right? And put the word blog after it. So your industry blog, and you'll see all the top blogs in your industry, in your niche. And once you go to their website, look for the top articles. Which articles have the most engagement? Which ones have the most comments? Which one, you can tell which ones are the hottest posts. Usually they'll have them even on the little sidebar, hot posts, top posts that you can just click on, and you'll see all the top posts in their blog. If you do this to 2 or 3 different industry blogs, you're going to immediately find patterns of topics and problems they're solving, and really just have an endless feed of product ideas, of content and product ideas. All right. And it's such a truly powerful resource that people overlook all the time is the blogs, because again, they have their pulse on the industry. They know what their readers want, and their readers are your customers. All right. And so they've done that research. They're doing that research. You could see what articles have the most engagement. Bam, that's right there on a silver platter. Hey, your people in your industry like this one thing. Okay. So blog post, huge, huge, huge. Products about products and product inception. And I'll be quite honest with you. When I wrote this, I don't even know what I was oh yes. Okay. Products about products. So we have products out there that teach you how to use other products, usually like a software platform or a social platform. So your product could be like an advanced guide on how to use a specific platform. For example, my first ever information product was about Google+. And nobody at the time, there was a lot of blog articles and stuff on how to use Google+, but nobody was talking about how to use Google+ for marketing. And so I wrote like a 20-page ebook, and it was all about Google Plus marketing strategies. That was the actual name of it, Google Plus marketing strategies. I put it out there, and I sold like $300 worth. It was my first product. It's what got me started. I quit my job and started a whole nother slew of products about Google Plus right after it. And that's what started my business. So it was a product about a platform, about a product. It was a product about a product, if that makes sense. It's like a product inception. So it could be more advanced training on something that already exists. Okay. I need another drink. Whoa. Then again, having a product is all about solving problems that need solutions. What are the problems in your industry that people have? What are the questions that they have all the time? They're asking over and over again in forums and in groups and Facebook groups and on Reddit and all kinds of places, in Quora. What questions are being asked? Those problems need solutions, and those solutions are your products, right? It's as simple as that. You can also do interview products, are very popular. And that is where you may not be such an expert, okay? But there's somebody who is an expert. And you interview that expert and you sell that interview as a product. And here's the beautiful part of this. Number one, you're borrowing their authority. When you put your name with theirs, it immediately creates that instant authority just from association. Oh, dude, he did an interview with Frank Kern. Wow, he must be some kind of authority. He knows his stuff, right? And so that instant linkage to those authorities, the interviews, you're also providing your customers with super high value because you're giving them life experience. It's just not your own. It's from another expert in the field who can truly help them. And the expert usually loves interviews because it brings more awareness for what they're doing. Usually you'll find that experts in their industry are on a driven goal, and it's not about the money for them as much as it is getting people involved with their goal. All right, and getting people involved in their end goal and helping people with their end goal and just getting people aware of it. Okay, and so your interview provides awareness for what they're doing to other people. And somebody who is very driven towards a goal that has a business, that is absolutely invaluable to them. So they will oftentimes do them for free. Maybe you give them a chunk of it. Maybe you split the profit with them. And also, a lot of times, not every time, but a lot of times, you'll be able to tap in to their audience because they will show, hey, so-and-so did an interview with me And I just wanted to share this out to you guys, you know, and bam, there's an instant freaking traffic right there from their authoritative voice too, which is huge, super powerful when selling. If it's somebody who is in an authoritative position to their following, they tend to buy faster. The fans of people tend to buy faster than just some dude with a ad running on Facebook, right? If it's somebody who you care about and you trust their advice and their guidance and their influence, you know, and they go say, man, you really got to go get this, you're much more likely to go get that product versus just seeing some random ads. Okay. Also, you can have a service as a product. Now, this can get hairy, okay? Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to start selling your time for money. The thing that people get, especially in the 9-to-5 job world, where you get into failure mode is when you start selling your time for money. And you start selling units of time instead of units of a product. And so if you're doing an hourly service or an hourly wage, you can only make so much. You've only got so much time. In the same way as a service as a product, especially if you're only charging a one-off fee for that service, that means you got to continue to work even though you're only getting one fee for it. Now, if it's a high fee, that could be great. If it's a recurring fee, you could be doing pretty good. But the most important thing that you want to remember if you're doing a service as a product is automation and systemization. As much as you possibly can, you want to automate and systematize every aspect of that service that you possibly can, no matter what service it is. If it requires you doing anything at all, you want to try to automate every little piece of that, because the more you automate, the less you have to do. And there are services as a product, like traffic services you can set up. And I'm not even going to go into all the different services that you could do, but a service as a product instead of like a training course product. Also, like a software as a service. So a software as a service is the ultimate type of automation service because it's an actual software platform, like ClickFunnels, for example. But at the same time, even though that looks sexy, the software as a service, you also have to remember that you have to support that, and you have to support those customers in a technical way. So you have to be able to maintain that service. So a lot of times, even a software as a service, even though it sounds like, oh yeah, I'm going to get recurring for people just using my platform, we build it once and we're good to go. It's not always like that. A lot of times you can find yourself working even harder because of it. I'm going to just go switch over now and see if anybody is talking here in the live. Make sure it's going. I've been going for a while. I just want to make sure everything's still going. All right, we're still live. Wanted to make sure it hasn't cut off yet. And I'm going to switch back over. All right, moving on along here. I know it's a lot of training, but I really wanted to dive into this stuff. Deep dive into this. This is a serious course. Oh, so we're deep diving into everything. So let's see. Play from current slide. Here we go. All right. Now the next thing we need to do is ensure that our product provides value. By the way, we're going to be going next week. We're going to be deep diving into how to actually create your products, all this stuff. We're going to go through every aspect. So we're just kind of getting a good overview today on envisioning your product, visualizing it, coming up with it, finding your niche, finding your product, how to make sure that it's going to be a product that provides value. And the first thing that you want to ensure is that you are solving a painful problem. Now, I know this is kind of a little bit of repetition here. I keep saying the same thing, solving a problem. But it's imperative that you understand that that's what your product is doing. It is solving a painful problem. And it may not always seem like a problem, but it can always be turned into and skewed as a problem. And people will pay to get out of painful problems more than they will to just improve something or make something better. Okay? It's easier to sell a product on how to get the tax man off your debt back than it is how to save 5% on your taxes. Because saving 5% on your taxes, that's an improvement. But if the tax man is knocking on your door, that's a painful problem. They're saying, look, you owe us money. That's a painful problem, okay? And people will pay. That's why you hear on the radio all the time those ads. Are you in debt to the IRS? Do you owe more than $10,000 or more to the IRS? Those, they run those 24/7 because it's such a huge profitable service and product to them to teach people and help people get out of debt. Okay, they're not always teaching them. They're a lot of times providing services, but it's solving a painful problem. All right, I need traffic to my website. I can't make any sales. It's painful why I can't make any sales, or I just keep, my garden. I'm trying to grow these vegetables. They keep dying, and I need these, turn it into a problem. If it's not already a blatant that it's a problem, make it a problem and rub salt in the wound. Make it painful. Let them know, this is really going to suck if you don't get this and figure out this problem, okay? Your life is just going to suck, all right? And that's not to say trick people, but help them realize that they can overcome their problem. Okay, now, number 2, to ensure your product provides value to people, you want to use what's called the information franchise format. And I kind of coined that off of business franchise format, which is talked about in the book E-Myth by Michael Gerber, which is an amazing book. And it talks about how McDonald's, in the beginning, Ray Kroc, created the business franchise format. See, there were franchises around at the time when he created and he wasn't the founder of McDonald's, but he was basically the founder of McDonald's. I'm just going to call him the founder of McDonald's. And what he did was he revolutionized what franchise was. See, a franchise before him was just somebody licensing their name and allowing them to use that name at another location. But what Ray Kroc did was he created a business franchise format. And what that means is he took a business and made the business the product. And he systematized it in such a way that he could give that business franchise format, that blueprint for that business, to anybody in the world with any experience level, and they could follow those plans and come up with the same result. Now think about this. If you go to McDonald's anywhere in the world, you're going to get the exact same experience, pretty much. You might have somebody who's not so great at one location, but you're going to get the same. You expect the same food. You expect the same systematic approach to it all. You get the same thing at every McDonald's you walk into. Okay, and that's called a franchise format. The product itself is the business, and the way the business serves. It's not hamburgers. It's not hamburgers, and it's not the real estate either. A lot of people say it's the real estate, but it's the business itself that is producing that result that the customer comes back for time and time again, because they know they can go to McDonald's and they get the exact same thing they get every single time, okay? And they know exactly what to expect. And the business franchise format provides that way for a business owner to do that by creating systems for everything in the business to make it a step-by-step approach for the employees that are running that business system. Okay, and so in the same way, the information franchise format is the way you structure your information products, and you do it in a step-by-step approach. in such a way that anybody in the world with base level experience, which is what I consider, they have introductory level experience of whatever it takes to, at McDonald's, the base level experience is base level. Like you could just walk in off the street. It doesn't matter, right? But if you want to be a doctor, or if you want to be certain fields require a specific base level of experience. But anybody with base level experience can come in and execute those instructions and recreate the same predictable outcome every single time. So for example, this course that you're in right now that I'm teaching you, I am teaching you, and you will be learning over the next few weeks, a step-by-step formula that anybody can follow to create their own digital products, create and sell their own digital products. And anybody can follow those steps. And if you follow those steps, you're going to get the outcome, which is you're going to get sales. You're going to get customers. All right. You're going to be providing value to the world. All right. And so you want to make sure that in your information products do the same thing. They provide a set of instructions that people can follow to get the end result. You're taking them from A to point V to point B. What is that point B? What is that solution to the problem? What are the step-by-steps that get them through that? You want to give them a blueprint, and you want to make sure that it is rinse and repeatable. And if you do the first two things, it's going to be rinse and repeatable because you're creating a system instead of just a book. You're giving them a way that they can actually execute it. Okay, and doing your product in this way ensures that it provides value to them, because then they can actually take action. They don't just read, they don't just watch videos, they can actually execute on the actions and make that thing come to fruition, make it come into existence, whatever it is that they're trying to do. So, and another way that you can improve on that is provide actionable exercises. All right, so in those instructions, you're not just giving instructions, you're giving actionable exercises, things for them to actually do. You're going to provide additional resources and checklists. So those exercises come with checklists. You need to do this first, then this first, then this next, then this next, then this next, and have actual freaking check boxes next to each little step that they could just check off, in those checklists. This is going to help bring it to a more franchisable format. It's going to create a rinse and repeatable, predictable outcome every time because they just follow the checklists, right? Also provide more outlets for more support and help, all right? In Facebook groups, masterminds, those kinds of things. Maybe it's just an email address. Say, send me an email, and I will email you back with any questions you have. Maybe it's Facebook Messenger. Some people do Skype. Some people do, Slack. I know people that have Slack groups that are support groups. There's, whatever means is more convenient for you to provide support that can ensure that you get timely support in an organized manner that takes the least amount of your time. Right, provide those outlets. And doing all of these things, make sure that you're providing true, real value to your customer, that they can actually get the end result that you're trying to give to them. And so keep these things in mind, write these things down, and take note. All right, and here's basically the last part of this week's training. We're going to talk about the information products system overview. And so there's basically four main parts of an outline for an info product business. You've got your product itself. You've got the offer, which is the sales letter and the actual sales message that is offering that product and making the offer of, hey, here's what I got. Here's why you need it. Here's how much it is, and here's how to get it, right? And then a funnel, which is a sales funnel, is multiple products together. So let's say they buy your front end product, and then you say, hey, if you like that, you can upgrade to the more advanced level, or you can upgrade to my mastermind. And those 2 sales pages, you're funneling them through, okay? Funneling them through the pages. And you want to have an end goal, the very end goal. And this, essentially, you're going to want to have a back end to your funnel. You're going to have a roam, a high ticket specific place that you want to take them through. Now, a funnel also could be just as simple as an opt-in page to a sales page. All right. Maybe it's just a lead capture to your sales page. Maybe it is lead capture to sales page to another sales page to a follow-up email sequence. Funnels can get as big and hairy as you want them to get, or they can be super duper small. But that is part of your info product business. Creating your product, creating your offer, and creating a funnel to go with it. Then you've got the traffic side of things, the traffic and sales, how to get that traffic. You've got the follow-up after you've made the sale, following up with those customers, providing them with more support, providing them with more products that they can upgrade to, and even recommending other people's products that could help them along the way. And then the fourth part, main part of your info product business is the support side of things, where you're actually supporting your customers, you're helping them, and you're trying to really help them level up from where they're at. So again, 4 main parts is your product offer funnel, and then you've got your traffic and sales, your follow-up, and support. And so we're going to be covering those 4 things over the next few weeks. And I'm really excited to dive into this stuff with you. And next week, we're actually going to be talking about how to put your product together, how to put it on paper, how to outline it, how to do all the stuff of creating the actual product itself. And I'm really excited about that. This week, I want you to be thinking about what your product is. I really want you to deep dive into yourself. Find out who you are. Do your Enneagram. Find out your Enneagram number. Come back and let me know your Enneagram number. And I want you to come back and let me know your niche. In the comments below, let me know your Enneagram number, and the niche you think that you want to go after. And keep in mind, you can change that. But I want to see something from you so that you can kind of bookmark it and ear dog it for yourself to say, you know what, I think this is the niche I want to go after. All right. So really be thinking about what's going to be your niche, what's going to be your product, and put a lot of focus on that this week. Do your research on what people in your niche want, what's currently selling, and what you think your product is going to be. And next week, we're going to dive into how to actually create it. We're going to build your product. The week after that, we're going to put it in a sales funnel and get it ready to sell. And the week after that, we're going to start driving traffic to that boy, and you're going to start making money. So let's do this thing. I really appreciate any questions that you have. Please, I will love you forever if you post your questions in the comments below, because it's going to help me shape the content that we're going to go over next week and the week after and the week after. Even though I have a rough outline of that content, your feedback is going to help me really fine-tune that content to what you specifically need and what you as a whole in this group need to be learning and want to be learning and really need help with. So please be asking your questions, offering your suggestions. I will look at every single one of them, and I will see you guys next week after I check to see if anybody ever showed up. And I can't minimize my screen here. Here we go. I don't see that anybody showed up. It was a weird time. We're going to choose a different time next time. But thank you guys for watching. Either way, I know you'll watch it in the group afterwards. And we will see you in next week's video.